All right, yeah, race the bottle questions. Let's see here. Get into what video 3, right?
Yeah, the real deal.
Okay. Let
Aloha
me
Press Classic. I got 3.
like I'm getting multiple people say that you're a horrible person. Like, why? Tell me why. I want to know the annoying traits. Like, express it. With that being said, all right.
Wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with cart girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Yeah, I
Phil talking about a guy taking
do I need to pour it while on film?
We did fireside.
I think so.
Fire
All right.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.
All right, you ready to do the third intro?
Yep.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aloha Press podcast and YouTube show. My name is JC. I'm joined today with my co-host, Jeff. This is episode 3 of week 1 of the series. Trying to make it more serious. Third video. Clearly, we do not change clothes at all. I mean, we're wearing the same stuff. I mean, this is clearly the third video, and we separate days recorded it. But Jeff, I gotta ask you, what's up with the visor, man? How are you feeling? Is the visor feeling good right now?
Here's the thing. It's trial
Okay.
by error. You know, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll maybe wear it one of these days. I don't really like it. When I see myself on the camera right now, I'm not a big fan. You told me don't get rid of it. It's probably better than that look. So I gotta go to work tonight. So.
When I think about visors, and I know we're probably going into a tangent, which we reserve the third episode of the YouTube channel for the more entertaining, eye-catching content. But I remember at one point in time in my life, I would wear a visor flipped upside down backwards. Like at any point in time, if I could go back in time and see myself walking down the street, I think I would punch myself. I'm pretty sure I'd punch myself with a flipped up backwards visor. No one ever needs to fucking see that ever again, right? Am I wrong?
No,
Okay.
You're exactly right.
Moving on. So the Aloha Press Classic is finally here. By the time you watch this video, you're going to quickly realize that you missed an opportunity to sign up to the best golf tournament of the year. I mean, we are having the best players from all around the world fly in from Texas to Alaska to Reno to Idaho to good old Jackson, California. We're all coming together for the Aloha Press Classic at Edgewood, Tahoe. Jeff, you and I have booked a suite Friday night. We might be booking another suite. As our numbers grow, the excitement is growing. Is there anything that you can hear? I mean, can you feel the tingliness as we prepare for this golf tournament?
Well, it's getting real, and in about a day or two, it's going to be sold out. We're going to have some people that are going to be sad that they didn't get in, which is fine. There's always next year.
Absolutely.
But most importantly, I know we haven't given a shout out to our sponsors yet, but this $300 players gift we're giving away is no joke. Obviously, we couldn't do it on our own. We don't have that type of money yet.
True.
So we got our sponsors, Matic, Vukovic Insurance, Wade's Farm, Edwards and Associates, Motivate, Amador Sons. I saw them pop up on there. You got Daily Romance Stories, which I cannot wait for those to come out. Personally, I think that's going to be the best newsletter I've ever read in my life. You could charge me $10 a month. I'd pay for it. And then, nurserybuilders.com. Our list is growing, and I think we might have a couple more sponsors coming. That's going to obviously give us the ability to give some money to the high schools and have a great tournament for everybody else. But yes, the buzz is real. The buzz is real around Amador County. The buzz is real through my phone, blowing up every day. I'm sure yours the same thing. Working graveyards, you usually wake up to 16 messages of either group text or something like that, people talking shit. So it's going to be a fucking blast.
It's I'm looking forward to it. It's something that people, at least out here in Atlanta, they're asking me. They're like, how is it traveling? And I'm like, what do you mean, how is it traveling? And they're like, is it safe? And I'm like, yeah, of course it's fucking safe. You get on a plane and you fly to the Aloha Press Classic. You have a great time. You drink enough bourbon to fucking kill all the fucking nasty viruses that you're going to catch anyways. And then you hop on a plane and you fucking return. And you enjoy yourself.
Technical difficulties. We're back.
Of course, yes.
The atmosphere, the buzz, like I said, around Amador County, through messaging for everybody we're playing with at this tournament is real. And one of the sponsors I didn't mention earlier is Aloha Growing Young, right? They're making our tee markers.
Yes.
So this morning, the big discussion with a couple of the guys that are coming, they just went up and recently played a practice round, and there's probably a few more practice rounds in their future. They got to experience Edgewood, fast greens, a lot of trees, beautiful though. But they're worried about course setup and how we're gonna fucking treat the course, the par fours, the par threes, the par fives. So it's messing with a lot of people's heads.
It's something that I get a message like every once in a while, like, hey, what tees we playing? And I'm like, I don't know yet. Like, it's all going to dictate based on the weather. It's going to maybe dictate based on, I don't say how I'm playing, but like it's gonna matter. Like if we go up there and it's 85 degrees and the ball's flying 2 club lengths and there's no wind, of course we're gonna push the tee markers back, and you all of a sudden might be playing the tips at a couple of the holes. And you know what? We might stretch out some of those par fives to 600 plus yards. And you know what? You just gotta step up and fucking handle it. Just pipe one down the middle, okay? 210, and then hit your 5-iron, another 104 yards, and then you get up and down for a par. I don't know what your fucking game plan is, but I know this. The coolest thing about this golf tournament, besides giving away fucking a bunch of cool shit, our sponsors are helping us out. We're able to donate a bunch of stuff to Amador Argonaut boys and girls high school golf teams. But the cool thing is having the tee markers there and be able to dictate based on the course conditions. I am frustrated at times when we go and play a golf tournament and we're playing some tees that are just like, this is stupid, this is challenging, or this is just isn't fun. So I think, and Jeff, you and I are going to be able to talk about it. We're going to, when it comes down, maybe a week or two ahead of time, we're going to make some decisions. Some of the funnest things in golf are being able to move the tee boxes up. And I hate to say this, and I know Edgewood does a really good job, but the one thing I hate going to a golf course is the par threes all seem like the same shot. I hate the course where you step up and you're like, oh, it's an 8-iron. Oh, it's an 8-iron. Oh, it's an 8-iron. That's not fun, and I know we've talked about a couple things. In particular, hole 17. Where would you like that fucking tee marker to be?
No, so 17, we talked. 17's the money hole. So I want everybody 1 through 40 to have an opportunity to hit a close one. We're not going to play, everybody listen, we're not going to play 17 at 205 yards with a breeze coming off the lake. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
But the other par threes may play tougher. Some of the par fours may play short. Risk reward, it's going to be fun. So when people ask you what tees that we're playing the Aloha Press tees, and they're going to be different both days. So
exactly. I mean, the guys going to East Lake this week, playing this weekend. I mean, they're not playing the same tee box. They're not going all the way back and only playing those tee boxes. They're mixing it up, and the people in charge of the golf tournament have the opportunity to change things up. If a particular golf hole produces a lot of bogeys, maybe the following day we move up the tee markers, and instead of guys teeing off at 45, at 450 yards, maybe it's 380, and maybe maybe we add a few birdies to that list. So that's what I'm excited about. I think it's going to be fun to set up something like that. It's kind of a dream come true.
It is, and here's the thing: we're not on the PGA Tour, right? We don't need to fucking have people struggling to make pars all day. We want some birdies. We want some eagles. We want excitement. I want people going for the green in 2. I want people trying to drive the green, So it's going to be fun. I wouldn't, if you're worried about distance and length, we're not going to put you back at 7,800 yards and make you hit through 4-foot windows off the tee. That's just not fun.
No, that is horrible golf. Plus, we're going to have some players there who might be a little higher handicap, to include myself at times. We want this round to go particularly fast. We do not want it to be a 7-8 hour round of golf where people get shit-faced about the 9th hole and quit caring. Okay. We want this thing to be about a 4.5 round of golf, so that we can also enjoy some of the activities after the golf round, particularly maybe on the driving range, maybe inside Edgewood itself, maybe on, I don't know, the beach at hole number 9, or maybe back in the room, or maybe at the tables. I don't know yet. And that's what's going to be, that's what's going to be fun.
Well, yeah, because after each round, we got a lot of money to give away each day. So we can't be waiting until it's dark outside to fucking pay shit out. We want to pay it out, have drinks, have cigars, hang out, and then, yeah, like you said, enjoy the nightlife. weekends in Tahoe.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hearing a lot of buzz. A lot of practice rounds are going out. Jeff, how's your game? I mean, the way you want your game to really, you don't want to peak too early. You don't want to be playing your best golf a week before the tournament. You want to be playing the best golf the week of the tournament. How do you, kind of peak at that right point in time?
So I'm obviously not playing very much right now, once every 3 weeks. So my game is trash. It'll come around by that time. I'll make sure I get out and play a couple different courses and figure it out. But I'll tell you, I learned a fucking lesson this Saturday down in Bakersfield.
Okay.
I am not the same golfer I used to be, coming off 2 hours of sleep and a hangover. I used to be able to power right through and fucking just go out and dominate still. And it used to be an advantage of mine.
Yeah.
Because I could weather the hangover a lot better than other people. Bro, at 36 years old, I can't do it anymore. After 9 holes, I want to quit.
It's a little tough. You start calculating like what the round costs compared to the value you already got out of the golf course. You're like, I could probably quit on the hole 7 and still say I had a good day, right? Like it's tough to get through 18, especially when you're playing slow. It sucks, especially maybe in Bakersfield. I can't even imagine. I mean, it's 105. It's probably the wind is blowing, hungover, probably lacking a few H2Os in your system. I mean, that's got to be tough.
It was rough. It just, if anything, I'm going to try to prep my golf game for Edgewood, but I got to prep my body. I got to come up with some IVs and some water,
It's
a bunch of stuff to get me through.
Yes, and that's the one thing that we might be including is maybe Sunday morning, maybe having the Aloha Press IV pack. Maybe we'll bring on some nurses to administer a few bags of I don't know what you give people when you're hungry, like fluids, maybe some electrolytes, potassium. I could name off a few chemicals that probably would not be a good thing. They're usually related to death. Some what is that one drug that people pump you full of before you pass away? Epinephrine. Get a couple of that.
That brings you back to life.
Yes. Well, you might need it on Sunday. Rolling in at crack of dawn and getting an hour or two of sleep before your Aloha Press round of golf. So it's speaking of drinking. Okay, we ventured out a couple months ago, and Jeff and I had a bet, and I finally made the purchase. I won a particular bottle of booze off Jeff Bellotti at the Race to the Bottle, and in preparation for the Aloha Press, I went out and bought some Bookers, some fine 6 to 8 year bourbon that is 127 proof, which tastes like fire. Okay, I do not want something. I told the liquor store guy, I go, listen, bro, I need something smooth. Okay, he's like, dude, I got it. This is super smooth. I get home and I about fucking lit the house on fire with my fucking breath. So I'm gonna enjoy myself, a little taster. Okay, some fire bourbon, or whatever this is, Booker's whiskey. Made by the finest folks over at Jim Beam. Jeff, I gotta ask you, some of the things leading into the Aloha Press and the things that have intrigued me, especially about playing golf and particularly with you, what are we playing for at the Aloha Press Classic? I mean, you and I, what are we playing for?
So it's funny you asked that, because one of the questions that was submitted was that exactly. What are you guys playing for? Personally.
I need to interrupt you real quick. Do you think YouTube allows me to drink bourbon on the podcast?
I can't wait. You better take a big sip of that. I want to see flames come out of your mouth. Fucking jet fuel.
It is absolutely. My wife looked at me. She goes, "How many of those are you gonna have?" And I'm like, "Honey, I don't know how much I can have. It's gonna get me lit." So yeah, what are we gonna be playing for? I mean, we generally play for an expensive bottle of bourbon. Is it the same bet? Is it the same wager? I mean, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I think just because we've always done it, we always have to play for a bottle of booze. That's first and foremost. But there's only going to be one first annual Aloha Press Classic.
I agree.
And here's the thing. Side betting is going to be crazy up there, right?
Yes.
Betting on other guys, in between the skins and trying to win the tournament, all that. There's going to be money going every which way. But me and you, the bottle of bourbon for sure. And then I think we got to come up with something fancy, something like that puts the big time pressure on us. So I don't know if
I agree. I mean, we've played for expensive bourbon. We've played for bomb trophies. I mean, we've played for all kinds of things in our recent years. It's something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's a custom pair of golf shoes. I don't know if it's maybe a golf bag. I turned the wrong way. I don't know. I think it's. I don't know what we play for. I don't know if it's. Have you ever had that that fancy champagne? You know, on the old MTV Cribs. You know, you'd be like, "Oh, let me show you my fridge," and they'd always have a bottle of Cristal.
Yeah.
How much is one of those? Like, and should I mix it with orange juice?
Mimosas. No, I don't know how much that shit costs, but we got to come up with something. And even if that means maybe you do a poll on the Instagram, you know, and we come up with a couple options and let people vote.
I completely agree. I think we got to set somewhat of a dollar amount on this. I mean, I don't think maybe it's a tattoo. I mean, ooh, I know. Let me. I don't want to. Yeah, I would probably get a tattoo, but yeah, I mean, let's leave it up to the Instagram followers, subscribers. If you were listening or watching this on the podcast, Instagram Live, or if you're watching it on Instagram TV, or even on the YouTube channel. If you're watching it here on YouTube, okay, in the little section below, okay, below us, not that me below, it's on the screen below, okay? Go to the comment section and leave a comment of what Jeff and I should be betting. And we'll take a little poll and we'll see what the fans have in store for us. So I look forward to it, man. That's gonna be fun.
Dude, I'm very excited to see what comes out of this because, you know what, me and you are kind of crazy. We'll do anything and kind of go anywhere, and I'm down for whatever. So it's gonna be fun.
Go ahead. What do we got? Question number 3.
Well, this one comes from DJ Kilo out in Ione, one of our loyal listeners and contributor to the podcast. Sometimes he says most tournaments have a prize for a hole-in-one. What do you win at the Aloha Press Classic if you get a hole-in-one?
I've been kind of stressing about this. When you set up a golf tournament, they offer you certain insurances that I wasn't aware. Like, you can get insurance for pretty much anything. Like, you could give away an island for a hole-in-one. I mean, they're gonna set up the fucking golf course so that it's impossible. Like, it's gonna be like a fucking clown mouth in front of the golf hole, but. I don't know. I think, you know, if I was going to make a hole-in-one at the Aloha Press Classic, I mean, you're going to have 8 chances. Fuck. I mean, it might be $1,000. I don't know. I mean, we might need to reach into our piggy bank. I mean, I might need to call Chase Bank and get an advance on the old credit card and, pay these fuckers out. I don't know. I mean, fuck. What do you got on the list? What do you think would be cool?
I don't know. Well, I feel like, shit, if you make one up there, it's going to be exciting to make it, but unless you win the fucking tournament or win some money, it's going to be an expensive fucking hole-in-one.
I know, right?
Right? Look, drinks aren't cheap at Edgewood, and you got 40 guys playing. That's a fucking hefty check.
Well, and I just learned to like this Booker's bourbon, and it's healthy and it's expensive. So I would gladly pay it out, though. I would for the first hole-in-one to be at the Aloha Press Classic, hole 17. I mean, I'm going to rip some cash from the company, and we might be, I don't know, we might be taking a trip to Reno. Is that inappropriate? As a small disclaimer, I am absolutely just kidding. Or am I? All right. Moving on. So, fresh off the Instagram take, we just got a question in from Pat Henderson out in Placerville, California. He wants to know, do you guys think Tiger Woods is going to call it a career? And when do you think it'll be the end for him, Mr. Woods?
I don't think he's calling it a career anytime soon. I mean, he can still win, and he's chasing one record right now. So he's going to keep going. He ain't calling it quits.
I don't think he'll ever call it quits. I think he'll play the four majors legitimately until he can't play them anymore, because I think that particular record, I mean, he missed so many majors for so many years after some of his injuries, his rehab stint for having, to be addicted to sex. So I don't think it's a real thing. I just don't. How do you go to rehab for sex? What? Like that's just a cop. Just buy her a big ring. Like that's what you do, right? Like, oops. I mean, I'm not condoning that or believing that. I'm just saying, like, they sell that as a, like, you know what? If you're addicted to sex, come to my house. Pay me $30,000. You can live in my office, okay? You can edit the podcast, okay? And we're gonna fit you with some paper, some sandpaper mittens, okay? I don't know what the fucking solution is. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. We gotta make it full circle, okay? Pat Anderson, now listen. I think Tiger Woods is gonna have a long major championship. I think he's going to play for another 20 years, which is crazy. I'm sure science is going to help him, come up with. I mean, he's going to be fully replaced. But by the time he's 60, I think him and Bryson have figured out a way to extend his career for another 15 years. So, yeah, Pat, I don't think he's given it up quite yet. Another question from Pat Anderson is, how did you get to be so sexy? Pat, you're making it awkward, buddy. Okay, let's keep it PG. Okay, I just went down a dirty road. Don't follow me, okay?
Just please do me one favor.
Yes.
Don't forget, when you post these clips, hashtag Sandpaper Mittens, please.
It's awesome.
Because in 15 years of doing this podcast in the future, when we're down that, I don't think you'll ever once have thought of saying that on a podcast, or to say it again. So Sandpaper Mittens, hashtag it.
It will definitely be hashtag. I have a feeling at some point in time, Jeff, you and I are going to get very popular. It's either because we're recording a podcast via telephone, via I'm in jail, and you're receiving an 800 collect call from the Atlanta PD cell. I think either two things will happen. Yes, I will either go to jail, we'll do the podcast like X-rated in prison, recording an album, or we're going to be quickly shut down by our sponsors who explain to us, you two assholes can't talk like that. So enjoy, folks, while it lasts.
Well, I just like how a question about Tiger Woods and longevity and continuing to play golf turns into that,
Well, I mean, you never know which road I'm going to go down, and sometimes it's Sandpaper Mittens. I don't even know where I got that.
I can tell you, I've never heard it in my life.
it's a classic. Okay? Hashtag it. It's
yeah.
Bill Mickelson might have trademarked hitting bombs, but we have trademarked Sandpaper Mittens.
I wouldn't be mad at you if you put that on a shirt for me.
It might go on Richard's t-shirt.
Speaking of that, hey, if we can get, I know we got to fucking wrap it because this is way longer than 12 minutes. But the caddies we got coming, some of the crew we got coming to this tournament, they're wild guys and they're good golfers, man. It is going to be, I got a feeling it's going to be a stacked leaderboard, and it might be more than just the top 8 guys that are coming down at the end. We might have 3 groups.
The one thing that we haven't actually talked about and or considered is if there's a playoff. What are we going to have as a playoff? Like, are we bringing the lights out like they did in the match? Are we lighting up the 18th green? Are we cutting a new hole? Are we chipping off the putting green at Edgewood? I don't know what the limitations are. I mean, this isn't a question from the listeners, but it could be, Jeff, what does a playoff look like at the Edgewood at Edgewood at the Aloha Press Classic?
You know, you're going to have to talk to Edgewood because that's a very real possibility. And I can tell you right now, we're not ending the fucking tournament on a putt off or a chip off.
No, absolutely not. Especially if I'm in there, because y'all fuckers are going to win. Because I will blade dunk across into a fucking pond.
But they need to set up, and I don't care if they can't give us 1 through 18, because obviously they're going to have a full golf course and people playing.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm okay with, you know, going out 100, 125 yards onto the driving range and hit back to the putting green at the clubhouse, something like that. Make a hole, make a par 3.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to. I think we might have to invent our own hole at Edgewood. And it's something that we'll talk about. I just thought of it, and it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I can only imagine like 110-yard hole into the practice green would be absolutely incredible.
Right.
And it to be handicapless. I mean, you're gonna have guys who are sticking it real close. I think. I mean, that might be a hint for the listeners. Okay, if you're watching this, listening to this, keep in mind, you might have to hit from a real tight lie to a real tight green. So that'll be fun. So what else we got? What else we got from the listeners? What kind of questions we got? I've got one more.
I'm out.
I've got one more submitted by E3, Big E. JC and Jeff, are you guys going to have mullets for the Aloha Press Classic?
Well, I can tell you this. If there's two dirty Italians that can grow mullets, it's me and you.
I think my mullet might grow into my beard. I don't know what I'm going to – I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm definitely going to show up in a mullet. I've decided I'm not going to cut my hair, let alone I'm not going to go to some barber I don't know of. Quite yet.
Well, I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting there.
You absolutely are getting there.
And yes, it's illegal at work, but when you work the graveyard shift, nobody sees it. So I got another month to let this baby grow. I get the sides cleaned up, I'll be good to go.
I think I go full blown mullet, like, you know, shave the sides, and then maybe get one of those like Z's in the side of my head. I don't know. And maybe even cut it into that weird triangle in the back, you know, real wild thing, you know.
We'll come up with something.
Absolutely. I like that.
All right. I got nothing else for you.
What, I don't know how long this particular one was. I know you've got to go to work at some point in time. We've had a few technical difficulties.
This one was longer than 12 minutes.
It was? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Well, it's gonna be fun. I think this is a good addition. So, ladies and gentlemen, really appreciate you guys watching, listening to the Aloha Press Podcast and YouTube show. Hopefully, you guys, if you're watching it on YouTube, this is the third and final of the Week 1 series to recap and capture the FedEx Cup. We will be back on Monday recording a new episode. Please, if you enjoy our content, please subscribe, like, do all those special things that I'm supposed to tell you to do. I mean, you guys clearly aren't doing it, but it's okay. I understand. One thing I need to ask a favor of is this. Please submit some more questions. I enjoy it. Pat Henderson, thank you. E3, thank you. I really appreciate it. Eddie Maria, I will soon get your Aloha Press gear and your bourbon to you quickly. So with that being said, Jeff, in closing, you got anything in closing?
Yeah, I encourage everybody to send their picks in again. Look what happened this week. We had a winner. So keep sending them in. You know, fucking wild as you think they may be. You never know. You might have yourself a bourbon and a fucking t-shirt coming your way.
I appreciate it. All right, buddy.
Hey, don't forget to drink bourbon and pet your dog, all right?
Exactly. Enjoy it. Later, guys.
Wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
We ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with Cart Girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire at the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.